Hello and welcome to lesson 3 of a QGIS Origin course. Welcome to Spatial Data Hub. In this lesson, you will learn about QGIS attribute tables, how to select features using expressions or some other means, select features by location, how to calculate the parameters like length, area, add coordinates to your attribute table, add IDs, perform join operations, and so much more. So stick around and watch until the end. And do not subscribe and probably join our membership to benefit fully from this course. Thank you. So let's get started. Next, on your QGIS project, return to the folder where you have your files and import the world cities population layer. If you do not know how to do that, refer to the previous video to see how to import files. Now right click on that layer and say Open Attributes Table. This is your attribute table. The attribute table holds the attributes of features on your map canvas or in your layer. Okay, so there are features, and then those features have attributes. A point is a feature. What are the attributes of that feature? Maybe the point is a pole, or it's a tree, or it's anything else. It could be anything. In this case, our points, some of the attributes of the feature is, okay, remember it's world cities population. So each point is a city. It's used in reference to a city. Some other attributes that you can find there is that it has the country name and the name of the city, and also the population data. There are so many things which you could do on your attributes table. You could also toggle editing on your attributes table using the first button here, toggle editing, and then you can manipulate other features. Let's use the last button next, which is dock attribute table. Docking your attributes table fits it on your map canvas, as you can see. You can adjust these top and bottom as needed, but it helps you view your attributes while also editing the attribute table. The next thing in your attribute table is the add feature. So you can add a feature. Yeah. So you can add a new feature and then put all of the other details as needed. You can save your edit as often as you want, and then you can select features. We'll get to that. You can also add a new field. So if you want to enter a new field here, maybe you want to include something like the city IDs. Yeah, you can include a new field. You can include a new field by saying add a new field, and then when you enter the name, if it's city IDs, it could be integer, or if you are using um alphanumeric IDs, then you could use a text string. You set your character length and you're good to go. Let's just close that. You can also delete fields by selecting the field and clicking on OK. I don't want to delete that. And if you make an error, you can always undo your changes from your digitizing toolbar. Undo and redo. Then you can organize your attribute table. That will be this. Yes, you can organize columns. So if you want to see that the population, you want to compare the population and the city name closely so that you do not lose track of your eye movements, then you can organize it by using the organize button to adjust the position of the fields in your attribute table. Now, there are two major things which we'll consider here, which are the field calculator and the select by expression. Let's first work with the selecting features. There are several ways which you can select features. I showed you one way, which is right click and add your selection toolbar. If you add your selection toolbar, you would see this tool somewhere around here. Click on the drop down. There are options. You can select features by polygon, select by freehand, and by radius. To select features, you can click and select a feature. The feature is selected. You can click and select a feature. To select multiple features, you hold down Control or Command depending on your machine, and then click as many features as you want. When you click out, you can also click. When you hold down Control and click, it deselects the feature as well. You can also use your select feature arrow to select these features, and you see them on your attributes table. On your attribute table at the bottom here, you could also set it to click on the drop down showing all features and say show selected features, so that only the set features which you have selected will be shown on your attribute table. Okay, there are some other options here. You could try it out at your own time. Now we could also use, remember there's a drop down. I like this freehand. You can try the polygon. I like the freehand because you can maneuver your way through any kind of corner. Just select a feature or not select a feature, and that's how it works. So you just click. When you are done, you click again. Click first. When you go around, you click next, and you're done. Selecting by radius, you just click and then you enter the value of your radius, and once you click, all features within that radius are get selected. So that's about selecting features using your select feature tool. You can select features using your attributes table by selecting this way, hold down Control, or you select one, hold down Shift, and select the last. Then you can hold down Control and deselect any as you want. You can select features like this. Let's try something here. Hold down Shift, select from 32 to 54, and then you can say you want to inverse the selection. You want, maybe these are the smaller numbers. You want to inverse the selection, and then it selects every other feature besides those ones you originally selected. Another thing on your attribute table is that you can organize the attribute table. You can sort your attribute table using each of the any of the columns. Let's say you want to organize it by name. Sort. You want to sort it using the name. You can click here. It shows the null values first, and then alphabetically from A to Z. You can re-click and it switches to Z, descending order down to A. It's same thing for numbers, from the smallest number to the largest number. So if you want to see which cities have the most population, you could do a lot of analysis. But the easiest way to do it is just to click here and you'll see the highest population. If they say show us the features that have the cities with the top 10 population, you sort by the population field and hold down Shift, and there you have it. You have the top 10 already. Do you get that? Yeah. One more thing you can do. Remember in your last lesson, I told you to export. You can export features, right? Now, when you're exporting features, you can export selected features by saying save selected features as. Okay. So you can try that. As a trial, I want you to tell me which top 20 cities have the most population in the world based on this data. You can do that using by tagging it on LinkedIn, QGIS Origin, hashtag QGIS Origin when this course is released, and I'll be in your mentions. You can also tag me through the links in the about section of this channel. Next, selecting features. We can select features by location. Okay, we can select features by location. So let's go back to this layer. I just want to try something rough. So go back to our house layer. Let us draw this polygon like this. Don't mind me, this is across so many cities. But let's imagine it's something very valuable. So we want to see which cities are within this polygon. Okay, let me try this and draw another polygon like this, and draw a third polygon like this. Let's imagine that we have country A, country B, and country C, and we have cities all around these countries, within these countries. We want to know which cities are in polygon A, country B, and country C. Let's go to our processing toolbox. Let's go to layer styling, go to processing, and go to toolbox, and search for location. You'll see select by location. Okay, that's one recently used. Under vector selection, we see select by location. You can also see extract by location, so you can try that out. So now, on your select by location pane, you have two options. The features you are selecting and the features that you're comparing. So the features that you're selecting is the cities. This is our world cities population data. The features that you're comparing them with, that you want to select them by, is the house. Now, let us imagine that in this case, we are working with this particular attribute, this particular country. We can see if we select this option, we will say, let us select all the features in the world cities where they intersect, they touch, they overlap, they are within the house layer, right? That will now give us all the features that's, let's not talk too much, just to run this guy, and you will see, show selected features. You will see that only the cities that are within this layer get selected. So you could use this when performing analysis to identify points within a location, points around the location, right? Yeah. So another thing you could do is you could say only selected features. So maybe you have all these countries. You want to know which ones are within only country A. You check this box to say selected features only, and run this guy again, and it selects only features within the selected feature. I hope that's clear. Another way we can select features on our attribute table is using the select features using expression. Okay. When you click on that button, it opens this window. Click on the drop down for fields and values. So we want to select, okay, let's try to understand our data first. Let us show all features. Now you can see that there are countries having more than one city here. You can see them, right? Yeah. So let's select all the cities that are within US. And you don't have your US polygon here. No problem with that. On your, yeah, this is what I want. You click on your country. So we are selecting features where country, double click. You could use your all unique here. I like to use that because it makes it that you can always type too. Just remember to put it in double quotes and equal to another double quotes US. No, I use single quotes for the last one. US. Let's just use our all unique. So you can search here for US, double click. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be single quotes, right? So double quotes for the field, single quotes for the value. So we are selecting countries that are cities that have the country recorded as US. You can do more than this. Using the conditional statements, you could create a case statement where you select several features that have several other conditions. I'll add the video in the description of this video so that you could always refer to that if necessary. So now you can click on select features and automatically select all the features that are within the US. This is where you have them. You can even do more. You could go here. If you're not using the conditional statement and you want to select multiple features, you can say select features where the country is equal to Australia. Now, instead of clicking on select features, if you click on select features, it will deselect the previous one. Click on the drop down and say add to current selection. When you add to current selection, let's close this guy. Then these features get selected. At the top of your attribute table, you will always see the number of features selected and the total number of features, the feature count. Okay. Next thing we will learn how to do is calculating parameters on your field calculator. You can click here to deselect all features. So to calculate parameters on your field calculator, go to your field calculator, open here. Now we have okay. Let's say we want to add coordinates. We already have coordinates added here. Let's try it. Let's say we want to have coordinates, latitudes, decimal number. How it works is that you type dollar, dollar X, and it gives you the coordinates. You can also search it here for X, search here, and just scroll down a little under geometry, and you see a dollar X, double click on it, and you'll be able to get the coordinates. Always check your preview to know that you're on track. So when you click on OK, it adds your lat coordinates here. See, okay, let's try the next one so that we'll add more digits on our significant figures. So this time we'll add long decimal real. This is 10, so why didn't it bring up to 10? I think it's because of the coordinate reference. So the same thing, dollar y. This is the preview. And then to go on to bring in approximated digits. Okay. So that works that way. Next we'll see is how to calculate the area. Now let's try this using the house. Let's calculate the area. Okay. We already have our area added here. You can dock multiple attributes tables and switch between them like this. So to calculate the area, now we already have this field created. Remember in the last one we created a new field. This time we'll select update existing field, click on the drop down and select area. See this box here? It's because it's selected already because there is a feature that is already selected. So if you're updating these features, if you're updating these fields for only selected features, then you click this box to say only update selected features. In this case, I want to update all of them. I will still do the same thing, but instead of that, let me show you how to find it. Area, under geometry, double click, and you'd see your area and click on OK. Remember, if your area field is set to string, text or string or any other thing, besides integer, if it's set to integer, then you will not have decimals. If it's set to decimal double, yes, then you have decimal places. So that's the same thing for perimeter. If you want to calculate perimeter, it's the same thing for length. If you want to calculate length, so let's not go into that. So you calculate length, calculate perimeter, and then let's now see about auto-populating fields. So let's go back to Turkey on our world cities. Let's select all of these features. Fine. We want to update a new field to say, let's say we want to distinguish between third world and first world countries. And Turkey is a first world country. We want to add that. So let's say rank. This will be a text. I like to put this at 100 just in case I change my mind on the attributes to be entered. And then you enter it in single quotes, first world. Okay. And then you click on OK. Remember, I selected that box to say selected features only. If I deselected it, it would have populated this for all the features in the attributes table. So that will be it about selecting features. The next thing we will do is joins, performing joins. Just the way we can select attributes by location, we can perform joins by location. So here, this is where you have it, join attributes by location. So you can also select join or select location, and then this window pops up. Now to perform our join operation, let's do a little trick. Well, I have included this data also in the world administrative boundaries for countries. You'll also find it in the folder where you find the rest of the resources. So do also import this data. I have my attribute table already open. We want to find what the GDP, what the economy, the income GRP of each of these cities, each of the countries where these cities are found looks like. And we want to see it on the cities data. Okay, so this is the administrative boundaries data. We do not want to see it only on the administrative boundaries. We want to see it on the cities data. So perform a join attributes by location. And the feature we are looking out for is the first feature which we'll select, the population data. So we'll say which cities, select features where cities are within, they intersect, they are within, they touch the administrative boundaries. Those are the features that you would join. Okay. Then on the fields to add, you click on the browser button. We don't want too much so that we don't get overly confused. So select income and economy. You can always use this to select all or deselect all and anything. Go back. Now you could also use this for selected features only. If you have features selected here, you can also use selected features only depending on what you're working on. I leave this as default. Discard results, yes. Well, now we could create a temporary file. We could leave it as a temporary file or click and save it to a file, save it to a package. This is not difficult. Just select the file format and select directory where you want. I'll leave mine as a temporary file. Let's just run this. Run. Our join is complete. Open the attributes table. And now you see the cities. The cities data is joined along with the economy and income GRP data of the income group of the host country. That is what joins can do. So another thing you could do with joins is joining by field of value. Let us search for join by field value. Yes. So you can join features. Let's say where we have the name on this side and the name on the other side, or you have an ID column on one layer and the same ID column is replicated on another layer. You can join features to see where this feature, these IDs match, join them, join the attributes. I hope that's clear. So you could try this out and let me know if that works for you. That'll be it for this video. So try out the exercise. I'll also give an update on the exercise and in the description of this video or in the resource folder. Thank you and see you in the next lesson.